A winter 1996 number 3 for In Vogue, and before Don't Go, well, you heard Greg, who'll be back on Freedom FM next Monday evening at 8 p.m. Well, good Tuesday evening to you. So tell me, how are you this evening? Thank you for joining me. My name is Feargal, and it's my pleasure to be back in your company on the night cruise. 2 hours of the best 90s and noughties romance and relaxing songs on the radio. And I hope you stick around because I think I've got a half-decent show planned out for you tonight. As it's Tuesday, we'll get into some shifting in a bit. And if you don't know what that's about, well, stick around because I'll tell you more soon. Not only that, we're also going to have a round of the Triple Threat game just after midnight. So if you want to get involved in the show, then you can reach out to me on text and WhatsApp to 085 2899092. You can email me hello@freedomfm.ie, and it's voice actor Fergs on Threads, Insta and Blue Sky. And you will need those contact details if you are in love with someone, feeling loved up by someone, or alone and missing your love. If that's you, then reach out and I'll do my best to get your mention on the radio. It's the Night Cruise on Freedom FM, 2 hours of the best 90s and noughties relaxing and romance songs on the radio. Now, believe it or not, there are some people at work at the moment, and every Tuesday night we like to give a tip of the hat to anyone who's on the graveyard shift in a bit we call Tuesday shifting. So, if you're at work, then I want to hear from you on WhatsApp and text 085 2899092 or in a Threads DM to voice actor Fergs, and I want you to tell me who you are, where you're working, what you're doing at work, and what, if anything, is getting you through your night shift. 085 2899092 on WhatsApp or voice actor Fergs on Threads. Get in touch and let's get some Tuesday shifting on, shall we? Now, if by any chance you're planning to be in Texas in early March, the good news is you can catch Lone Star in Navasota on the 2nd. And that was from 24 years ago. That's Amazed on the Night Cruise from Freedom FM, where I have an email here from Lorna Jacobson in Nina. Hello Fergal, says Lorna. Can you play a love song on Tuesday night for my wonderful partner Ian Tucker, who has a birthday on Wednesday 28th? He's such a kind and supportive partner and father to our kids Becca and Dan. Happy birthday there, Ian, and thank you, Lorna, for getting in touch. Now, here's another email, this time from Heidi Carter in Roscrea, who says, can you send birthday wishes to my husband, Adrian Carter? It's a big birthday on Tuesday, so can you please send him all my love? And of course I can, Heidi, and happy birthday, Adrian. Now remember, if you want to be sure of getting your special mention on Freedom FM, then send us an email in advance to hello@freedomfm.ie, and we'll get your message on the radio on the day and at the time that you want. And finally for now, this email came in earlier today from Austin Bartlett, who says, Fergal, would you please give a mention and play a love song for my amazing partner, Cora Rowlands? We have just celebrated 8 years together, and Cora is truly the best thing that ever happened to me. So for Cora and Austin, Heidi and Adrian, as well as Becca and Dan, here's a bit of Avril. From the album of the same name, it was released in November 1992. That's Prince and the New Power Generation and Diamonds and Pearls on the Night Cruise, where it's time to start some Tuesday shifting. And if you haven't a clue what that means, simply put, every Tuesday night we like to give a little time to hear from and say hello to anyone who's at work on the night shift. So, let's start by giving our first shift of the evening to Yasmin Kelly, who sent me in a WhatsApp to 085 2899092. Fergal, she says, can you say hello to me? I'm on shift in a dog shelter this morning, caring for the 100 plus dogs who are in the shelter tonight. The music and the wonderful animals here are getting me through my shift this evening. Thank you for shifting with me, Yasmin. And remember, people, there are so many dogs in shelters around the country tonight. So if you are thinking about a new dog, and if you can, please consider adopting, because every dog should have its day. And finally for this round, Earl Watts from Dolphins Barn in Dublin has sent me in a Thread DM to voice actor Fergs to say, Fergal, this evening I'm at work in a care home looking after all the wonderful residents we have here. Currently I'm on my break and I'll be back on my rounds from 11:45, so can you say hello to me before then? Thank you for reaching out this evening, and I'm happy to do that for you, Earl. Now, if you're at work this evening and fancy a shifting shout out, I'll have another round of Tuesday shifting in a bit, so bang me over a WhatsApp or text to 085 2899092 or send me a thread to voice actor Fergs, and I'll do my best to get your message out on the radio.
Strumming my
You're listening to the Tuesday Night Cruise on Freedom FM, and that means only one thing: Tuesday Shifting, the part of the night where we give a shout out to everyone who's working hard on the late shift. So let's start our final round by saying hello and good evening to Ollie Watson, who's been on from Cork. Feargal, he says on this WhatsApp, my Tuesday shift is in a roadside maintenance van for broken down cars. Thankfully, it's been a quiet one so far this shift. It's the music on Freedom FM and now the thought of finishing up at 3 a.m. that are getting me through this shift. Good man, Ollie. I tell you, I know from personal experience the relief you feel after a breakdown knowing that help is on the way. Keep up with the good work. Now, Eric Moore has been on to me via WhatsApp. Feargal, I'm working as a night porter in Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital in Drogheda this evening. Can you say hello to me and all the other night porters working in hospitals across the country? I surely can, Eric, and thank you for the good work you and your colleagues do. And our final bit of Tuesday night shifting for this week goes to Elizabeth Becker, who's working in Apple Greens in Newbridge this evening. Fergal, says Elizabeth, can you give me a shifting shout out as I'm taking care of the petrol station by myself until 6 in the morning. I have Freedom FM on the PA and it's the music that's keeping me going as I do my final stock take of February. Thank you for getting in touch, Elizabeth, and it was great to hear from you. Now, if you enjoyed this bit of Tuesday night shifting, then can you do me a favour, please? Tell a friend to join us and come back next Tuesday night just after 11 when we'll start it all over again. What's wrong? That came out around Christmas 2004, I think. It's Kelly Clarkson on Freedom FM. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday, 28th of February. And you know what? It won't be long now until we start noticing the grand stretch in the evening, I tell you. Welcome to the second hour of the Night Cruise, the best in 90s and noughties romance and relaxing songs on the radio. Thank you for sticking around, and don't tell anyone, but the best is still to come because it's time to have a crack at our triple threat game. 3 songs at 3 different speeds mushed into one short snippet, and all you have to do is tell me what 3 songs they are. And if you get them correct, you could be in with a shot of possibly winning yourself the fabulous prize of a name check. Yes, a whole name check on the radio just before 1 this morning. So, before I give you the contact details of the station, let's have a listen to this week's Triple Threat. So if you know what 3 songs they are and fancy being in with a shot of getting a name check on the radio, then send me in a WhatsApp or text to 085 2899 092 or needle me at Voice Active Fergs on the Threads app. And if you're around the Bluebell area of Dublin, you could just scribble the name of these 3 songs on the studio window. And if I get any wrong answers, I'll let you know what they are after we get into some romance shout-outs, which are coming next. Shaggy and Rayvon's Angel just celebrated its 24th birthday last month, and it still sounds as fresh today as it did back then. Morning, you're listening to The Night Cruise, the best in 90s and noughties romance and relaxing songs on the radio. And I want to say good morning to Orla Norris, who reached out to me on WhatsApp a while back. Feargal, says Orla, can you please do a romance shout out from my handsome man Philip, who I will be married to for 17 years this coming Saturday. Please tell him he is an amazing fella and that I love him with all of my heart. Happy to do that for you, Orla, and happy wedding anniversary to you and Philip for Saturday. And finally for this morning, let's do one last romance shout out for Charlie McConnell, who reached out to me on Threads to say, Feargal, can you tell my lovely lady Sheena Healy that she is the love of my life and that I don't know what I'd do without her. My pleasure to do that for you, and thank you for getting in touch, Charlie. So for you and Sheena, as well as Orla and Philip, here's some Nelly Furtado. It's Freedom FM's Night Cruise, the best in 90s and noughties relaxing and romance songs. And a little bit earlier on, I asked you to have a crack at identifying the 3 songs that I mashed up for this week's Triple Threat game. Now, believe it or not, I've had some wrong answers, so before we go any further, let's get a few of them out of the way. And I can tell you that this week's Triple Threat does not include Rush Rush by Paula Abdul, nor is Adele's Chasing Pavements in there, and for sure, Leave Right Now by Will Young is also not one of the songs. So, if you want to play along and fancy being with the shot of possibly winning yourself a name check on the radio in a bit, then lend your ears to this. Now, if you can tell me what 3 songs they are, then shoot me over a WhatsApp to 085 2899092 or send me a needle on threads to voice actor Fergs for your chance to possibly win yourself a name check on the radio. But be quick, because the answer is on the way very soon. A little bit of Beyoncé from 2008, that's Sweet Dreams on Freedom FM's Night Cruise, and I'd like to thank everyone who's been in touch with me this morning for this week's Triple Threat game. And the 3 songs I asked you to guess at are... As I said, lots of you have been in touch with the correct answers, but as you regular cruisers know, the PC only lets me see 4 names at any one time. So with that in mind, I want to say good morning and well done to Josh Ryan, who sent me in a WhatsApp from Drimna, Scarlett Lambert, who reached out from Dunleary, Luke Kemp, who's in Blessington this morning, and Mari Wilkinson down in Cork, who all said that this week's Triple Threat are... Hang on a moment before I tell you. Can you do me a solid? If you like playing this week's Triple Threat game, then tell a friend and come back next week just after midnight and we'll do it all over again. As for this week's Triple Threat, they are in reverse order. Yellow by Coldplay, Hero by Enrique, and Dido's White Flag. That was the last of this week's Triple Threat, Yellow from Coldplay, and that song tells me that is all the mess I can make of your radio this morning. Thank you for your company, both you and your messages made to the show as always. Now Nikki B, well, she'll do the next night cruise at 11 p.m. tonight. Alan will be here with the Freedom Years from 7, and Darren is up next with his Essential Beats live from New York. As for me, well, I'll be back on Monday morning at 1 a.m. with another night cruise. Until then, thank you for your time this time. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.